Happy Saturday, foodie friends, grain-free VIPs. Welcome to this weekend's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode. How can I combat the cravings for grains? My name is Nina Blake. I'm the Grain-Free Lifestyle Coach, and I am on a mission to help families avoid grains and allergens without sacrificing flavor and variety so that they can enjoy meals together and live their best lives. And if that is what you're looking to do, then you are in the right place. Before we unwrap today's topic, I really want to thank you for being here with me. It means so much that you're taking time out of your weekend, or if you're catching this on replay, maybe on a Tuesday night, that you take time to spend with me because our time is precious. Could you please say hello as you're coming on and being notified? That way I can reach out and thank you. And if you are catching this on replay, could you please use hashtag replay so that I can thank you? Okay, today's topic is how can I combat the cravings of the grain-free lifestyle? Because we can't make the world grain-free. Inevitably, we're going to go somewhere and people are going to be eating in front of us. And what happens? Well, if you're like me, I give in. That's what I did. That's what I used to do. My first time I said, I'll be fine. I'll give in. Or excuse me, I'll be fine. I won't have any. I gave in. I didn't know what else to do. I wanted that so bad. And so I gave in and I shared some snacks with my family. And oh, did I pay for it? Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, I paid for it. So I'm definitely not advocating that you give in. But the reason these cravings are so tempting is because we have cravings for a reason. And so before we jump into how to combat the cravings, what I'd like to do is give you a little bit of a background of where these cravings come from. Is that okay? So what causes cravings? Well, particularly if these were foods that you were eating up until you decided to go grain-free, there's a withdrawal component. Withdrawal? What do you mean? Withdrawal from food? That doesn't happen. It absolutely does. And let's look at the how and the why you might be experiencing withdrawal-like symptoms from these grain-based foods. Okay? So habit is another reason that you have a craving. Okay? And sometimes you're just hungry. You're just hungry. You have a biological need to eat as a human. So let's say, for example, you are someone who used to come home from work every day and have something grain-based. Maybe it was cheese and crackers. Maybe you had a little quesadilla with your kids. Maybe you went for a cookie. Your brain says, it's 5 o'clock. I come home from work, I have my snack. Well, the easiest way to get rid of one habit is to replace it with another. What are we gonna do? We're gonna replace those grain-based foods with grain-free foods that are safe for us. And I have 2 here today. I know you're thinking, Nina, those aren't grain-free. Nina, shut up. Shut up, Nina. Those aren't grain-free. Get them out of my face. They are grain-free. This is a grain-free chocolate chip cookie bar. There are no gluten, no grains, no dairy, no eggs, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no nightshade, and no lectin in this cookie bar. And the same thing here with this double chocolate brownie. I am testing this, so it's not as beautiful as it will be when it's finalized, but I know 2 things. One, the egg replacer in both of these works, and the frosting with my new dairy-free butter in here works beautifully. And I'm so excited to share that with you, but that's a topic for another time. So if you are interested in these recipes, could you please comment recipe so I can reach out and get you that? But I wanna make sure I stay on topic. So let's talk about what happens in our brain. Now, our brain has neurotransmitters, right? These neurotransmitters allow the chemical reactions, the messages to get sent within our brain. And that's important. We need that. What does our body use to make these neurotransmitters? It uses, what's the word? It uses amino acids. And these amino acids are found in food. That's how it works, right? Our body transforms nutrition into essential chemicals that make the thinking and the body processes happen. And grains are essential for that. Now, grains are not the only way for us to consume foods that boost these. However, when we talk about withdrawal, the food industry knows that these grain-based foods are that basically creating their foods with grains will give us what we want. That's why you hear the sound pop of a bag of Takis, right? And you think, oh man, or I've never had a Taki because I've had grain allergies ever since, or when you slurp a cup of oodles and noodles, it just feels so good and so satisfying. There's so much engineering, whether it's food science or sound engineering or chemical engineering, to create that craving in our brain. When we are combating food cravings, we're literally combating the food industry, but that doesn't mean that we can't do it. It is absolutely possible, okay? So our brain creates chemicals, neurotransmitters, from the grains. What kind of neurotransmitters? Well, neurotransmitters like serotonin, right, or glutamate or norepinephrine that cause the messages to be sent. These are mood enhancers. All three of those are mood enhancers. Why do you think it's so satisfying to rip open a package of cookies and just devour the whole thing? Because when you do that, you are being flooded with feel-good chemicals. And we all want that. But grains aren't the only foods that can give us that, okay? Having cravings does not mean you're doing something bad. It doesn't mean that you don't have willpower. What it does mean is that your body has a need. And there are other foods that will give your body exactly what it needs. And that's the good news. Because again, you hear me say this all the time, right? We need to know our grains. We need to know our grain-based ingredients. We need to know how to use grain-free ingredients to create foods with the appearance, flavor, and texture of the foods that we are craving. Now, I'm not done, okay? Please don't think that you have to go to culinary school to do this. I didn't, and this is what I do every day in my kitchen after working full-time. Okay? It is something that I do, and I believe that you can do it too. And that's exactly what I teach in my cooking classes. So I just turned on my stove here, and I want to share a fairly new recipe with you. It hasn't even hit the blog yet. VIPs, I've talked to you about this. This is my porridge recipe. And right now, it's just the start, right? So I thought while we talk today, I could turn this gush into porridge, a hot cereal like cream of wheat or oatmeal. And that way you could see just how easy it is to create foods with the appearance, flavor, and texture. Because my foodies tell me, Nina, you're always eating in front of us. Well, I want to show you how delicious these foods are, and I want you to understand that you can do this too. And so today, I'm just going to whip up a little porridge as we go through our talk. Okay? So, you saw that, right? You saw how liquidy, how watery it was. Well, check this out. I just added a little bit of coconut milk. And look, it's already really thick. This is what I mean when I say we can take what we know about food and create foods with the appearance, flavor, and texture of the foods that we are craving. Now, I did do a little bit of prep work, but none of that prep work involves unicorn farts. It's just a little bit of kitchen chemistry. So I'm going to let this heat up, and I'll gradually add some coconut milk. So how do you combat the cravings? Let's say, for example, it's a weekend like this one coming, and you're going to go to a Super Bowl party. My first piece of advice is know what others around you are going to be eating. If it's going to be a party where everybody's digging into buffalo chicken dip, well, can you have buffalo chicken dip? Can you make a buffalo chicken dip? In a coaching session a few months back, one of my clients and I, we broke a recipe for buffalo chicken dip. And so when she goes to that party tomorrow, she's got her buffalo chicken dip. Now, if you're somebody who says, I know I'm going to that party, whether it's a birthday party or Super Bowl party, whatever it is, and I don't like anything that they're going to be having. I don't want that anyway. Great. So the question then becomes, are you going to bring your own food that's safe for you, or are you just going to watch everybody eat? Please, please, please. Do not go with the, I'll just eat beforehand and I'll be fine, because inevitably something happens. And what is ironclad willpower gets overpowered by that brain chemistry. And your body says, oh, that was really good. Last time I had that, I felt awesome. My body does it, and my body starts to want it. And so if I have one of these wonderful little chocolate chip cookie bars I can shove in my mouth, that craving goes away. So I highly advocate you bringing something that is safe for you to enjoy with you, or better yet, bring something to share. Now let's talk about replacement foods. Let's say, for example, it's going to be a nacho party. Oh my gosh, nachos are made from tortilla chips, and that means grains. Well, can you make your own nachos? You absolutely can. You can use grain-free tortilla chips and make yourself a mile-high nacho platter with all the dairy-free cheese, pourable cheddar, ooh, gooey wonderful, and it will make you forget that you are missing out. You can do that, right? Years ago, I got invited to a birthday party, and that was awesome. Right? Birthday parties are great. Who doesn't want to attend a birthday party of a friend or relative, right? Go, celebrate, it'll be awesome. And so I asked the question. I was going to be prepared. Okay, I asked, what are we going to be having? Because I wanted to know what everyone would be eating so that I could have the same. And they said, Nina, it's cake and ice cream. I said, great. How about if I bring the ice cream? I'll go to Stop and Shop. I'll get a nice big container of my favorite dairy-free ice cream at the time. I'll bring it. I'll share it. You guys can have whatever ice cream you want, but I'm going to bring dairy-free ice cream to share. You guys are having cake. I'll bring a dairy-free dessert, grain-free, dairy-free dessert to share, and I'll bring something for myself. Just cake and ice cream, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm prepared, right? I've done the steps. I didn't bring anything else for myself. I went with what I was told. And do you know what was there when I got to that party? Anybody want to guess? Pizza. Pizza. I went through the process of asking, what are we having, so that I could bring something for myself, so that I could bring something to share. And when I got there, I said, but I asked you, why didn't you tell me we were having pizza? I would have made pizza and brought it. Oh, honey, it's okay. I made you a fruit salad. I don't mean to seem ungrateful, but has fruit salad ever been a reasonable replacement for pizza on any planet? Because on this planet, when someone is jonesing for pizza and you offer them fruit salad, it doesn't quite measure up. And so I very politely said, no, thank you. And the person was like, but I made it for you. And I said, I understand, but I'm just not in the mood for fruit salad tonight. Pizza would have been great, and I will make myself some pizza tomorrow, because now you got me wanting pizza. And that person was a little upset. And that's okay, they are entitled to be upset. But it really gets you down deep in your gut, maybe in your spirit, when you are excluded. And the reason we do this, the reason we work so hard, is so that we don't have to miss out, so that we can eat safely with our family. And that is why, and I know you hear me say it all the time, but I'm gonna say it again, the best way to combat cravings is to learn to prepare the foods that you are craving. If you are someone who needs to have pancakes, for example, at your family's annual Mother's Day brunch, then you should have pancakes. You should be able to eat those pancakes safely. And if you're wondering, yeah, but Nina, how do I do that? I'm gonna teach you how. I'm gonna teach you how to make pancakes without gluten, grain, dairy, egg, soy, corn, almond, cashew, peanut, sesame, and even without nightshade. I am absolutely working on lectin-free. Don't you worry. It's coming, people, but I can only break one recipe at a time. So let's get back to, how do you do that? You have to know what is on your no list, what is on your yes list, and how you can get those yes foods to have the appearance, flavor, and texture of the foods that you are craving. And my hot cereal, my porridge, is almost done yet. I gotta simmer it for a few more minutes. But let me just give you a looky-loo. People, look at this. Remember at the beginning how it was all runny? Look at this. It looks like a cream of wheat. It's a wonderful hot cereal. It's just got to cook a little more. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes and we're going to talk. Now, if you are looking to hop from where you are right now to the part where you know your grains, you know your grain-based ingredients, you know what your safe list is, you know how to get your grain-free ingredients to work together to create foods with the appearance, flavor, and texture of the foods you are craving, then I want you to put fast track in the comments now, because that is exactly what I'm going to help you do. I'm going to help you fast track your grain-free lifestyle so that you can go from where you are to that grain-free lifestyle where you know how to make pancakes and waffles and indulgent egg-free egg rounds and pasta bolognese and chicken nuggets and meatloaf, and where you know how to meal prep, where you can take 5 meals and prepare them in less than 2 hours so that you are cooking like normal again without making cooking your second job, so that you can combat all of those cravings without feeling like you are missing out, so that when you show up with your awesome chocolate chip cookie bars that are made without gluten, grain, dairy, eggs, soy, corn, almond, cashew, peanut, sesame, nightshade, even lectin, and your double chocolate frosted brownies, people say, oh, those are my favorite, because the way that I will teach you to cook rivals any traditional way of cooking. You can ask my VIPs, nobody notices the missing ingredients, but they always go for seconds. All right, we got a little simmer here. And we are on the stove. This is a coconut porridge that I've been working on. If you are just joining me, make sure to say hello in the comments. And if you are interested in learning more, well, I'm excited to teach you. Just check this out. Look at how beautiful this is. Remember at the beginning, this was just a runny of mess, and now it's cooking up to be a delicious porridge. We just have a few minutes. 3 minutes to be precise. So while we are waiting for this to finish cooking, I love coming on with you because I always get to have a snack. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk this cookie bar, and this is just a cup of hot tea. Okay, and you can see it holds up, right? And both of these are actually cane sugar free. Why does that matter? Because cane sugar is highly inflammatory, particularly for those with joint problems. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody goes out and eats batches after batches after batches of these, but I am saying that if you want these foods to be part of your grain-free menu to combat cravings so that when you go to a Super Bowl party, you can have a few in the freezer, pop them out, take them along with you, that cane sugar alternatives are a great way to make that happen. Ooh. Ooh. My porridge is reminding me that it needs to be stirred. That's okay. I'll lower the heat a little bit. And while the porridge is cooking, I'm going to finish my little chocolate chip cookie bar here. Now remember, there's no gluten, no grain, no dairy, no egg, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no nightshade, no lectin in this, and there's no cane sugar. With recipes like these, you can absolutely combat the cravings because you're going to be ready. You're not going to dig into the double stuffed Oreos when you have a double chocolate brownie. You're not going to dig into the nacho platter when you've got your own made with grain-free tortilla chips and a nice pourable cheddar. You're not going to go for the dairy-based buffalo chicken dip when you've got one that's made safely with ingredients that you can have, because that is how we really combat the cravings. The chemistry in our brain, where our brain says, I need those neurotransmitters to make your body work. That's stronger than any willpower. Your brain will get what it wants. And so to keep your brain from getting it from a bag of Takis, or some double stuffed Oreos, or a loaf of bread, or a slice of chocolate cake, we can have all those things. You just have to, enjoy them made with safe ingredients. And the porridge is good to go. Okay. Thank you, timer. So now, I'm going to get a spoon rest and take this little ladle right here. Okay. I'm going to grab a little spoon, and this is my coconut porridge. Okay. I'm going to put some maple syrup on it, and the maple syrup is going to cool it so that I don't burn my mouth, because I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, so I've got my maple syrup here, my steaming hot porridge like you might have on a cold morning. Pour it on. Now there is no refined sugar in here. The maple syrup is the only sugar in here, okay? Now it looks like cream of wheat, doesn't it? And, Now this is something on a cold morning, if you are a cereal person, if you go for hot cereal or cold cereal, this is something that will definitely satisfy those cravings, keep you full, and keep you from going back to grains and all the nasty effects that come with them. I love you. Have a wonderful Saturday. I believe you can do this. I'm here to support you, and I want to help you jumpstart your grain-free lifestyle, because you shouldn't have to miss out when you can break a recipe. I love you. Have an amazing day.